The UK High Court has ruled against the extradition of an alleged British hacker to the United States. Lauri Love is accused of carrying out cyber attacks against the FBI and NASA, among other organisations. The UK's Lord's Chief Justice, though, said extradition could put the hacktivist's life at risk. Polly Woiko was there.
So much so that when the judge read out the verdict, the applause and the celebration from Lauri Love's team was so loud that the judge had to remind them all that this was a court of law and not a theatre. So they were certainly very happy, scenes of celebration as they walked out. Lauri Love is wanted in the US for charges of cyber hacking. He's accused of hacking into US government websites, the FBI, NASA, the Federal Reserve among them, stealing huge amounts of data. And his extradition had already been approved back in 2016. So this appeal was really the last chance saloon for Lauri Love. His legal team have argued all along that it would be dangerous to extradite him to the US for a number of reasons, but mainly because he suffers from Asperger's syndrome and he has a depressive illness. So he was at a high risk of suicide, and they worried that the US incarceration system wouldn't look out for his well-being, couldn't guarantee his safety, essentially. So a very pleased Lauri Love. We got footage of him coming out, holding hands with his girlfriend and his family, and he was rushing off to a press conference, but we managed to catch him for a few words. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I'm very thankful that after a very long ordeal, the right result has come, and we can exercise the sovereignty of our legal justice system. People can have a reasonable expectation that they'll be treated humanely, and if they have engaged in criminal behaviour, that they will have a proportionate sentence. It's very important as well that there's been a recognition of the effects of having autism and having depression on how somebody ought to be treated by the criminal justice system. It was very unfortunate that the prosecution tried to paint my mental health conditions as being made up, fictitious, confabulated, and that contributes to the stigma of people with them. So this decision is important for the appropriate administration of criminal justice, and also for the humanitarian accommodation of people whose brains work differently.
Lots of people were watching the result of this appeal hearing because it was the first real test of a brand new law, essentially. Many viewers will remember the case of Gary McKinnon. He was wanted in the US for very similar charges, hacking charges. He has a similar health condition. He has autism. Back in 2012, Theresa May, when she was still Home Secretary, managed to block his extradition to the US. His legal troubles aren't over. He now faces trial here in the UK.